Okay, so I managed to get a new camera, and unfortunately it wasn't the camera that was bad. So now I got two cameras. Ended up being, I don't know why, I've had the same setup for a year. I don't know if you can see it. I'm hand holding this, so it's going to be shaky, but I'll do my best. I have that conduit mounted on the side of my chair, and it's picking up the vibration from that and making a racket, because this is the old camera I'm using right now with no mic, but I got a bunch of gear with the new one, used one I bought. It's got different attachments and headband and the little floaty stick. That's what I'm using now, so that'll be handy. But today all right, jump around here. So I tried to do a couple videos over the last 2 weeks, and they're all just so crappy on the sound. I don't even want to use them, so I guess I'm just going to do a little video log, whatever this is, of stuff I got going on around here. And I'll try to stabilize this as I go around. All right, I got this freebie from my neighbor, the Super Winch. I have no idea what's wrong with it. Trying to get that figured out. I got a video started on that. I've got, this is kind of my project bench. This is a lift system for my seating. That jammed on my wheelchair that I tore apart and I'm trying to fix. Working on a video for that. This is a drive from the wheelchair that failed. I got the gearbox apart. Once again, I got a video started on that. So that's a little project. Here's a gear. This gear I cut for a table. I got another one on the other. Here, I'll go show you right now. Otherwise, I'll forget. So I think this ended up being 31 inches. These people found a big gear in the river. It's like 4 inches thick, a 4-inch shaft, about 4 to 5 feet long. And they're making a table out of it. And they wanted me to make a base for them, so I made that. And this one's a goof, my electrode. That's what happens when your electrode wears out mid-cut. It kind of makes a big mess thing, so I had to redo that. So that was an interesting project. 3/8 steel. This pump's been on the bench for probably a year, maybe more. It just needs new seals. That was another freebie from a friend. The whole pressure washer. Motor works great. So it's worth trying to get the seals. And this is a different thing I made. Sorry, hold still. That is a blade for post-cremation processing. If you didn't know it, if you're going to get cremated, you go through a blender when you're done. So I made a blade for a customer. Well, that was a different project, stainless steel. That's unfinished. There's some different additional parts that got to go on there. This motor, I may, if I have to build my own garage door opener, let me run over there. So I picked up a used garage door opener. What is this thing? LiftMaster. It's a 3/4 horse, but it's a residential unit. And I think they're made for 7-foot doors. And that is, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 feet. So I can adapt the rail. I got T-rail and I've got chain actually laying around on hand. So that'll be easy. I just don't know if it'll be strong enough to, I think it'll lift it okay. I'm not sure it'll push it down because in its neutral position, it ends up about halfway. Anyhow, I'll do more videos on that. What else is going around? I'll go finish up at the bench. So this reduction motor, I think I could, if I have to, if that unit's not strong enough, I'll steal the electronics from it, is my thought, and build my own drive. And I think this motor would work fine for that, and then I could use the electronics and remote from the residential unit and make one work and go right to the shaft. I could buy one. They're like I saw one at Menards, $400, but I am on a very tight budget right now trying to afford this shop space. Not quite making it yet. This has been an ongoing project. God, it's probably been over a year and a half already. Trying to make a universal adapter for my wheelchair. That's still laying there. If and when I ever get to that again, I'll do more video on it. And that's that bench. What's new around the shop? So my drill press was on this table, and I can't really pull up to this thing comfortably. I can, I could use it, but it wasn't any fun at all, so I wouldn't most of the time. So a friend of mine helped me mount the table saw. Did I say table saw? Drill press to the wall, or bracket I made a few years ago. So to get rid of the pedestal in the way of my feet, I can pull right up to it now. And it's a little too high. I might have to lower it 4 to 6 inches, but very usable now. Here is the zero turn I dragged into the shop. So once again, more video on that. I want to tear it completely down again, clean up all the stuff I never finished painting any of the brackets I made in there. I've used it a year. It's held up, actually a year and a half. So I just kind of want to go through and fine-tune some things, but that's on the project list. Trailers in here, that's on the project list. Want to do a tailgate. I got a jack stand laying there that I want to install because I can't take it off the vehicle myself. I want to get to where I can do my first goal is to be able to load like a snow blower by myself. So I want to make a little crane, maybe a little winch on there. So set it up pretty well so I can go and pick something up on my own. All right, so that's on the list. A lot of junk laying around that's just got to go back to the yard, get out of here. I've briefly mentioned it that I want to hook up. I bought this snowblower and that tractor there, lawnmower, not a tractor, it's not heavy duty, riding lawnmower, in hopes that I would be able to adapt it to the zero turn. And I can drive into the zero turn and lock in and drive it backwards. But the snowblower is not as wide as the zero turn, so that is not the best option. And this thing does not start well in the cold. It could just be some tuning. But what I do have laying around now, so I got the Murray mower with a bad differential but a good motor, 18 horse. I've got the snow blower. I've got this unit that was a freebie, this Middlesworth 1970-ish that had a blown motor. But all the hydraulics are good. I'm a little concerned if I built something out of this, if they failed, if I'd ever be able to repair the drives, or if I could find something to replace them with. But all the drive system is there. So that's tempting to build something out of that. So with this drive, the motor out of the Murray, and I've also got a four-wheeler at home that's got good tires. That was a freebie also. So I can't decide. Once I get set up in here, better maybe I'll bring them all in here and kind of try to think it over. Part of the problem with a lot of these projects is I don't have a crane in here right now. So I've been looking around and I almost committed to buying steel for one, but I've got a bunch of lumber at home, 2x8s, I think they're 18 or 20 foot. And I might just make a wood A-frame and do something to get by with, being as I got all that on hand, the old crane that I had in the other garage. I have all the components, so it's just putting it together and wouldn't cost me much. As I mentioned, I'm on a pretty tight budget right now. So then I can position stuff like the trailer and mower to work on myself. Also got a little basic organization started here. My pallet shelving. Basically it's pallet. I work next to a pallet company, so I got lots of pallets available. So I'm going to stack some more on here for all my drops of the metal because they're hard to dig out. I got them in buckets and barrels now. It's hard to dig out of there. So working on that, and then it'll be easy to move and just grab the pallet jack and move it wherever. This has been sitting idle for a couple years, the wheelchair reacher. Want to get back to rebuilding that. I don't know when. Started a video, well, I did a video on this. Table legs. I made these table legs. This top is from the welding bench table. I took it off that and put a metal top on that base. Trying to set up a little station for testing wiring, and also trying to do a video about that too. So here I'm just trying to give a few highlights of stuff going on. I think that is most of the highlights from the last 2 weeks. I've got a few pictures of projects I did over the last couple weeks. I'll see if I can learn how to edit them into the video, and hopefully this is usable. It's pretty frustrating. I can get a few hours of video that I'm not happy enough to post. So trying to get something usable. Still going to be a bit shaky, but I'll keep trying to work on getting that set up better. All right, till next week or the week after. GoPro, stop recording.